Hey Peaches, today's Pick a Card Tarot reading is going to be all about something in your life that you want to grow or expand or to cultivate, okay? So the first card is going to be, what is that thing? And the second card is going to be, what is the gift that you have that's going to make that possible? And the third card is going to be how to nurture that, okay? Let's get started.
Okay, we have stack 1 is the baby chick, stack 2 is the yellow animal, and stack 3 is the fox. Go ahead and choose, and there's the timestamps for you. Okay, stack 1, you're up. You have the Page of Swords in reverse, the Four of Swords, and the Fool in reverse. And your overall energy, you have Unicorn. So this indicates new beginnings and dreams coming to fruition when you decide to no longer pretend to be something that you're not. And you may have nothing to go on other than knowing that you're doing the right thing, because love is your intention. Unicorn is choosy and will only come in when you're in your integrity and have love as your North Star. So well done on that, okay? What it is that you're wanting to grow and expand. You have the Fool in reverse. So I think you're tired of starting over. I think you're tired of unknowns. With Unicorn energy, it's like the desire for a change in season. It's time for a new, more stable, predictable, familiar, concrete reality. But ironically, it may be fear of taking a risk that's in your way. But I'm seeing like consistency and commitment as the area that you wish to expand. I'm seeing a desire to connect more fully with your present and come out of a living for the future kind of mentality or mindset. And if I'm not mistaken, the guidebook says about the Unicorn card, it actually specifies like transforming uncertainty into expectations. And expectations, that's not a bad word. It's not a dirty word. Well, it's kind of an open door for disappointment when we have expectations of other people, unspoken ones especially. It is also necessary for our sanity. Like, we expect the sun to come up. We expect for the paychecks to come when they say they're supposed to come. You call for a pizza, you expect it to arrive if you paid for it. Whatever it is for you. We expect that when we sit, we're going to land on the chair or the couch that was there. It's not going to turn into a donkey and walk away, right? Like some surrealist nightmare. You want the things that you can expect and count on to grow in number and in like density in your life. Okay, that's what I'm seeing with that. So the gift that you have that's going to help you accomplish that, the Four of Swords with Unicorn. So I want to say, rest your weary head. You might have been gifted with a period where you can recuperate your mental health with some stillness, a time of being released from always being on the move, or a break from the expectations of others. Doesn't it seem like you're always being told not to have expectations, and yet the world always seems to have expectations from you? So there may be a pause. And it may not actually have been welcome at first, but this is saying that it's the gift that you didn't know you needed. You may be a restless spirit and not typically historically relished alone time, or maybe been impatient or bored with meditation. I know I always have been, but some of that chaos that you're wishing to expand out of is honestly created in part by your own overactive mind. So that solidity, that consistency that you can count on, it's like a non-moving target, right? More non-moving targets is what you would like. So let me tell you what I learned at the planetarium when I was a kid. Okay, they showed us this point of light, this dot of light, and told us to stare at it and focus on it and said, does it look like it's moving? And of course it did. It just kind of looks like a little bit like it's kind of swerving around. They said it's not. It's perfectly still. It's something that the brain and the eyes are doing that perceives it to be in motion. So try not to be annoyed by this time, this still time, and use it to return to center and to turn off that mental chatter and see what guidance comes through unspoken, bubbling up through your intuition. Okay, and how you can nourish and nurture that gift so that it will help you grow. Hold on, the cat's pushing the tripod. Not cool. Okay, but she's being quiet anyway. Page of Swords in reverse. This could not actually be more perfect. So we have these swords in both of these cards here. This one's upside down, but they end up pointing downward. And it makes me feel like, you know, we got this unicorn here too. But by pointing downward, it's like pointing more inward. Instead of looking up and outside of yourself, it's like inward to where the divine speaks to you. So to nurture that stillness that creates that solidity that you want, don't go asking for other people's opinions, okay? And don't invite anyone else into your sacred space right now. And don't invite any energy that muddies that loving intention that you have. So empty your mind even of your questions. It's like it's not about processing, but connecting to intuition. So naturally thoughts will come. It's literally impossible to stop them, but you don't have to grasp onto them. They can leave as freely as they came in if you don't entrap them with judgment. Just be an observer. Okay, so like instead of having judgmental thoughts about your thoughts, what can the nature of your thoughts teach you about yourself? Can you be more curious than judgmental about your own thoughts? Can that be useful instead of negative? So there's a healing energy to the unicorn, and it may be coming in to heal you from some negative self-talk. But you have to stop running. And final note, you don't need to know what anyone else thinks, okay? Putting your power there in what other people think, that does not serve this solidity, because you can't control that, and it can change, and that's exactly the kind of thing that can create that disorientation. Oh look, we have a paw. Okay. Anyway, you need to know what you think, okay? Being connected to yourself and to source, that's the one thing that you can always count on. If you want to comment, stack one, I will reply to your comment. I'll pull one more card. I always like to do this. I always like to invite you to comment if you want me to pull a clarifier just for you, okay? So comment stack one, I'll pull a clarifier to get just a little bit more individual information for you, okay? Thank you. Okay, stack two, the yellow randomal. You have the World in reverse, the Eight of Cups, and the Magician in reverse. And then for your overall energy, you have Lizard. I listen to my dreams. So this is a basking energy, calling attention not only to your environment, but where your mind wanders to when it's free to roam. So it calls attention to both your sleeping and waking dreams. And with the full moon in Libra happening right now, your dreams may be particularly predictive. So pay attention, because you might be getting glimpses into your future. So what it is that you wish to expand, you have the Magician in reverse. And this is such an interesting way to express this energy, but you seem to desire more nothing. More space, more space in your physical environment, like less stuff, or a bigger house, or emotionally, like fewer demands on your energy, and mentally freer thought. Like if you were to get the Genius Grant to do whatever you wanted, you would maybe do nothing for a while. And that's where all of your inspiration would actually come from. More play. More expectationless existence. So hopefully you're not in a relationship with stack one. You two might clash now, but anyway, tangent. So less pressure to produce or be productive, and more space to just be. To be bound by less, not owned by the things that own you, or to have the freedom of release and surrender. And the gift that you have that will help this grow, you have the Eight of Cups. And this is the courage to let things grow. So a lot of what might be crowding you out, you might have chosen to hold on to up until this point. it's like you're also gifted with a clear and visible dream here with this coming alongside the lizard. So a clear direction and willingness to surrender what holds you back from moving towards it. It's like the space you desire grows as you release. And you may find a way to be released from a commitment that was taking up a lot of your time, like a side hustle that was creeping into full-time unintentionally, sapping your energy, or a relationship that was feeling too constricting. Something that you'd settled for that was occupying the space where your dreams should be, or occupying the time that you could be spending pursuing your dreams. Am I saying quit your job or leave your partner? No, of course not. But this is a gift. So it's like an out being handed to you. And that will look different for each one of you. It's like for me recently, it was the loss of a job that I needed to move on from, but I was never going to. So they closed. And now I have an opportunity to invest in something else. Something I always dreamed of and thought I always would. It's kind of like, it's when we don't want to walk away from something without something to walk towards. And I feel like you're having that something to walk towards now. And so for how to nurture and nourish this gift of release, you have the world in reverse. So I want to say, don't stop here. The release and the peace out, that's not the outcome. It's the first step towards creating this breathing room. But that's all it is. It could close up around you if you stop there. So turning away from something is the hardest part. And once you've done that, the journey towards something begins. And you can't walk away without walking towards, like I said. So the Eight of Cups feels a lot like this space you wish to expand. So it could easily look like your goal has been reached as soon as you surrender whatever it was that was crowding you and smothering you. But while throwing deuces out the rear view is an epic moment, but your dream isn't to not do something. I'm sure it's to do something else, something more connected to purpose. And it's a long road to expand, to travel towards it, to build it. And you can bask like this lizard in the sun of all the open mental, physical, emotional, or energetic space that you've created once you've created that in a more permanent or at least sustainable way. Letting go is the hard part, and you're being gifted that, but you're being reminded not to drift afterwards, at least not for very long, but put the pedal to the metal towards your dream. And this full moon, that I'm hoping to have this posted by Saturday night, this full moon is actually the perfect energy for that, this to expand something. So if you would like a clarifier, comment stack 2, and I will pull one more card to get a little bit more drilled down to your specific situation. Okay, thank you. All right, stack 3, you're up, the little fox. Okay, you have Strength, the Queen of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. All right, and for your overall energy, no way! Ah, you chose the fox, you got the fox. I love it. How cool is that? So this is inviting you to come out and allow yourself to be seen in all of your beauty. It asks you to stand tall and to show your true self because it's something to be proud of, all right? Do I have my light on? I do, okay, all right, sorry. So for what you're wanting to grow, you have the Seven of Cups. And I think you want to grow variety in your life for the numbers of opportunities to expand. It feels like you need to be able to see or to visualize more options or possibilities. You may be a creative wanting to expand your imagination into new territory, or your ability to put yourself into the shoes of characters outside of your comfort zone, or just understand people better. So, like, okay, it's as though there are plenty of opportunities to fit in and not so many opportunities where you just belong. And that's an area where you'd like to see growth. An environment where you can authentically grow in, and not one where you have to make yourself less to be accepted. And with Fox energy, you need to be done with that sort of environment. I think you'd also like a more I think you'd like to move from the daydreaming to taking action on something. It's like there's something that you know you're amazing at, but haven't been free of distraction enough to really focus on it. So I think that's something you'd want to grow. The gift that you have that will help it along is the Queen of Swords energy. So for one, it's your voice, your powerful words, either spoken or written. The cat's here, sorry. So you've known both joy and pain and have so much to teach the world. Maybe you're actually a writer. I feel like you have a powerful way of expressing yourself and a powerful way of persuasion. And I also see you as being gifted with discipline. So maybe some of these distractions are more like demands than like ADD. And because of all that because of all that you've experienced, you know how to get to the truth of a situation. So this gift will help you easily cut through any illusions, making this expansion kind of go in the wrong direction. I think you know right away when something's not for you and you don't waste a lot of your time. And the cool thing about this is that you know how to ask the right questions to get straight to what you need to know, and no one can BS you with the answers. I think you're finally ready to speak up about something that's been limiting you. Okay, and how to nourish and nurture that gift. You have strength. So with these three cards, I want to point out her kind of blonde hair. We got the black hair. We got this kind of reddish hue going here. It reminds me of an image I saw like on Fairy Magazine. It was on Pinterest or Facebook. I don't know, but you can see these three ladies. One's got white hair, one's black, one's got the red hair, and they each have a black, red, and white dress, and they're each holding a black, red, and white fox. But like each one has each color, right? So they're all mixed up. It's a really cool visual. It's beautiful. I'm hoping you've seen it. It's made the rounds on social media. Anyway, it's about honoring all of the facets of yourself, and that we're all made of the same stuff, just in different combinations and ratios. And with the Queen of Swords, it feels like you're finding a way to articulate your roar. Or since, actually, I'm going to switch that around. Since this is nourishing that, it's more like putting some fiery passion into your words and making them more convincing. And again, discipline is highlighted. So fighting the urge to retreat and hide. Fighting the impulse to self-deprecate or put yourself down with minimizing language, like using the word just or my little project. Do you call this a dream or do you call it a goal? It's like which one you say matters. And no one's going to take you seriously if you don't take yourself seriously. Command the respect that you deserve by speaking truth to the forces that don't want you to know your power. So with Seven of Cups, it's as though you've only gotten as big as your environment will allow, like a fish in a bowl. But with these energies, you're more like the Hulk. You become so powerful that the seams of your clothes can't handle it, metaphorically speaking. I'm not saying you're getting big or anything. But anyway, if you want me to pull a clarifier for you, comment stack 3 and I will pull one more card and get you a little bit more specific information to you, okay? Thank you.